Have you ever wondered if some of the things you do every day might actually stress your cat out? Most owners believe their normal routines are harmless, but many of those habits affect cats in ways people rarely notice. And once you understand what your cat is actually experiencing, some everyday behaviors suddenly look very different. Cats communicate through small signals, subtle body language, and routines that reveal how safe they feel in their environment. When those signals are misunderstood, owners may accidentally create stress without realizing it. What feels normal to a person can feel confusing or even threatening to a cat. The surprising part is that most of these habits come from good intentions. But when we start seeing our homes through a cat's perspective, it becomes easier to understand what they truly need. Let's start with something that happens in almost every household. Many owners react with loud voices when their cat does something wrong. A glass gets knocked off the counter. A plant gets chewed. Something falls to the floor. The immediate reaction is often frustration. But cats don't interpret yelling the way humans expect. They don't connect the sound of your voice with the specific behavior that happened seconds earlier. Instead, they register something much simpler. A sudden burst of loud, unpredictable energy. Behavioral researchers studying domestic cats have observed that repeated exposure to loud or angry tones can increase stress responses in cats, especially when those sounds come from someone they normally trust. From the cat's perspective, the situation becomes confusing. They're not learning that the counter is off limits. They're learning that the person they rely on sometimes becomes loud and unpredictable. Over time, this can make a cat more cautious or distant around their owner. What looks like discipline to us can feel like instability to them. Another hidden problem appears when cats go long periods without chasing or stalking anything. Cats may spend much of their day resting, but their brains are still built for hunting. In nature, a cat's day revolves around a repeating pattern: spotting movement, creeping closer, chasing, and finally capturing prey. Indoor life removes most opportunities for that cycle to happen. Without that mental stimulation, many cats slowly become less engaged with their surroundings. They sleep longer. They explore less. They lose interest in their environment. What appears to be laziness may actually be boredom. Interactive play can reactivate those instincts. When toys move in unpredictable ways, the cat's brain switches into hunting mode again. Even short play sessions can trigger the natural sequence their instincts are designed to follow. If you're enjoying learning about how cats experience the world around them, consider liking the video and subscribing. It helps more cat owners learn how to understand their cats better. Food can also affect a cat's well-being in ways that owners don't always realize. Cats evolved from desert-dwelling ancestors that obtained most of their hydration from prey. Their bodies developed with a low thirst drive because their natural diet already contained moisture. When a cat eats only dry food, the amount of water they receive from meals becomes extremely small. Even when water bowls are available, many cats simply do not drink enough to fully compensate. This can leave them living in a mild state of dehydration for long periods of time. Adding moisture-rich food occasionally helps balance what their body evolved to expect. Even small changes in diet can support healthier hydration levels over time. Touch is another area where misunderstandings often occur. People tend to pet cats the way they pet dogs, using long strokes along the back or rubbing the belly. But feline sensitivity works differently. A cat's skin contains many nerve endings that can quickly shift from pleasurable to overwhelming stimulation. What begins as enjoyable attention may become too intense after only a short time. This is why a relaxed cat can suddenly flick its tail, stiffen its body, or nip at a hand. Those reactions are often attempts to end the interaction rather than acts of aggression. Many cats prefer slower contact focused around areas with scent glands, such as the cheeks, chin, or base of the ears. These areas allow them to mix their scent with yours, which is part of their natural bonding behavior. If you notice tail flicking, ear movement, or muscle tension, your cat is usually asking for a pause. The location of a litter box can influence how safe a cat feels in their own home. Humans tend to place litter boxes in hidden areas like laundry rooms, closets, or basements. From a human perspective, this keeps things tidy and out of sight. But cats view these spaces very differently. Using the litter box puts them in a vulnerable position where they cannot easily react to threats. If the box is placed in a tight corner or an area with limited escape routes, the cat may feel trapped while using it. Many behavior specialists note that cats prefer spaces where they can see their surroundings and move away quickly if necessary. When litter boxes are placed in open, accessible areas, many elimination problems resolve naturally. The cat simply feels safer. Finally, there's one habit that many owners underestimate the most: the idea that cats are completely independent. People often believe cats don't mind being alone for long stretches of the day, that they're perfectly content entertaining themselves while their owner is away. But studies in animal behavior suggest that cats form meaningful attachment bonds with the humans they live with. Your presence shapes the rhythm of their environment. When that presence disappears for long periods every day, some cats quietly experience stress. Unlike dogs, they rarely show it loudly. Instead, their behavior becomes more subtle. They may groom excessively. They may sleep more than usual. They may withdraw from interaction. The absence of obvious signs makes the problem easy to miss. But cats are very aware of who shares their environment. Before leaving for extended periods, small changes can help create stimulation. Rotating toys, offering window views, or setting up safe climbing spaces gives them activity while you're away. And when you return home, even brief moments of focused attention can reinforce the bond they rely on. There's one final thing every cat owner should remember. If any of your cat's normal behaviors suddenly change, it may signal that something deeper is happening. Changes in routines can reflect stress, illness, discomfort, or shifts in the environment. Cats rarely communicate problems directly. Instead, they adjust their habits. Paying attention to those subtle shifts helps owners notice when something might be wrong. Cats may seem mysterious, but their actions almost always carry meaning. Once you begin seeing everyday behavior through their perspective, those small signals start to make sense. And when we learn to understand those signals, the relationship between human and cat becomes far stronger. Because behind many ordinary moments lies a message waiting to be understood.